Hello everybody. Today we're going to be making a video about all of the various stuff I use to work on fans. There's going to be a few things I'm not going to show, including like zip ties, wire ties, um, wire strippers, and other things because I don't have those on me. All of those are in another room and I don't feel like going and getting that kind. So for right now, I'm just going to show you all of this stuff. This is things that I personally think are a must-have for working on fans, because all of these are things I like to use a lot. Um, One of the things I'm going to exclude is right over here, and it's called water. Water is really important. It can be your best friend for knocking a lot of stuff off of something. Just take it to a sink and rinse it off. Now usually if you go out and get like a fan off the side of the road that someone threw out, typically like a vintage fan that's typically seized up, usually it's going to be seized. You're going to need something to make it unseized, and what you use is good old WD-40. I like to use WD-40 and Liquid Wrench. Liquid Wrench is also quite helpful with that. Usually after I put some WD-40 on, I like to spray like some silicone spray, so I have some silicone lubricant. This is what I use to lubricate my garage doors and some of my other things, but this will also work good on fan grills and stuff that are seized up and stuck to a fan. Something else, like when I mean by fan grills, is sometimes you'll be working on a fan and you'll have these tabs here. Some of these will be kind of stuck onto the fan. You can use WD-40 or that's to do that, and then usually after I do that, if I want to keep them from seizing up again, I use the silicone spray. Now you're obviously going to need a set of screwdrivers, both kinds. You can the standard cross style Phillips bit for unscrewing things like control panels, taking screws off of the box fan to get into it, and for removing the screw to the motor housing. If there's a bit of plastic that you need to kind of help, like for example it's this and you can't get it open, you can usually get that in there and open it up like a crowbar. It's pretty helpful. And if it's a later fan, sometimes they have specialty bits that you can't get into. So, my next weapon is a specialty bit set. This is going to really save you some time. I've not said it enough, but if you have a fan with parts that you can't get into, a specialty bit set will be important, as well as a set of Allen keys, which just has Allen keys in it. And this is a really nice high-end set, too. I didn't pay too much because it was on sale at Ace. I'll open this up because my washing machine's too clean. Something else, after you get a lot of that stuff off, you'll probably notice on the motor, it'll be covered in dust. If it's really thick, what I do is I would get a regular paper towel or an automotive paper towel. I recommend using these for some reason. I just feel like these do a better job of collecting everything. But most of the time it'll be hard to get automotive paper towels, so just use a regular kind. That, spray some Windex on it, and just wipe down the motor. If you use the automotive paper towels, you can use it to wipe down the fan base, but if you don't have that kind, use Clorox wipes. They work just as good. I like using Clorox wipes on blades or after I finish rinsing the fan off in water. I just find out it works really good. A regular towel like this is also helpful. You can use this too, but it's not the same. Something else I like to use is oil. I have two types of oil. I have motor oil, which this one happens to be Zoom Spout, and regular oil, my dad's home. And this is just regular oil. Both of these can be used to oil the bearing and oscillator. If you want to get the oscillator really lubricated in there, you can get some grease. I've never really had to do that because I've never really had that kind. I don't even have grease. But I like to use this stuff on motors. The nice thing about Zoom Spout is it has, obviously, a spout that can expand like 3 times as long as everything. and make the thing just as clean. So this right here is definitely a lifesaver. If I don't have this type of like motor oil, I usually just use regular oil. It works just as good. It'll still move everything. Some of you can be picky and be like, oh, you should only use motor oil and not this kind. This is practically the same stuff. It should hopefully work just as good. I've not had any problems before using regular household oil on a motor. I've heard stories and other things. This also works to help clean switch contacts as well as WD-40 and a little bit of sandpaper. With that kind, you can really get something to work quite nice. I've been able to really quiet down a fan motor with that. Just something I should note is that none of this stuff here can silence noisy bearings. The only way you can fix noisy bearings is just replacing them. Even with the wide variety of oils that I've used over the years. None of this kind can really be used to quiet down shot bearings. And I've known this before from working on my Kuo Horn fans, which are known for having really cheap motors, especially the DT466s, which I've noticed that's been a really big problem on 466 motors, or any sort of early DT. And it can also happen to Galaxies, but I've not seen any like that in person. I've heard rumors about it, but I've not seen any videos or seen anything like that before in person. So, here's an overview. So this is an overview of what I like to use when cleaning my portable electric fans. And hopefully this could be helpful for you. If you're getting into this hobby, trying to work on cleaning fans, and I recommend to use all of this stuff. Just make sure you use it the right way. I wouldn't oil fan motor bearings with WD-40 or liquid wrench. Maybe silicone spray, possibly. That would also kind of work, but it's not the best thing to use because after a while it's just going to dry up. This is the type of thing you would like to use on like standard house hinges or garage doors and stuff. Even car doors. I've used it on car doors before and it works. These hinges here are lubricated with that spray and it works pretty good. You're going to have to clean up after. It's going to make a mess, but besides the point. Lubrication and cleaning of motors and stuff is what's really important. I'll make a video tonight of cleaning a Galaxy 2150 or tomorrow or something, and I will use some of this kind to show you how I would lubricate that type of fan. So thank you very much for watching and have a good day.